vendors can come and speak to our group about their business. And if you're interested in being a preferred vendor or participating in the vendor spotlight, come find me or another board member. We'd love to have you sponsor our meetings. Tonight, I'm very pleased to introduce to you Courtney with Summit Title. She is one of our preferred vendors, and she'll tell you, and Kim, yes, and Kim, thank you. Courtney and Kim with Summit Title, and they'll tell you a little bit about Summit Title. Come on up. Yeah, just hit space bar.
Hello.
Courtney, I'm Kim.
Yeah, we're missing the third Kardashian, but maybe she'll come to the next meeting. So we are Summit Title. We are a title company. I want to start off with a little bit of background for those of you who may not know, who we are or what we do. We service New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine. We have 6 office locations across the state of New Hampshire, so we're pretty spread out. Our main location is in Bedford, and then we have a couple in southern New Hampshire, so we have Wyndham and Nashua, we have Seacoast, we have an office in Portsmouth, we have Lakes Regions, we have Guilford, we also have way up in Littleton, New Hampshire. Am I missing any? No. Yeah. That's it, yeah, so that's the 6. And we're celebrating 15 years of being in business, so we've been around for quite a while here, we're doing great. So what we do, our job is to perform title searches. So as a buyer, you want to get clear and marketable title, so whether you're an investor purchasing a property or you're a realtor representing your client, super important to work with a title company that knows what they're doing on that end to not have you run into any headaches down the road. So we are facilitating the transaction as a whole. A question that I get a lot, some of you guys may work in Massachusetts as well, is representation. So we have on-staff attorneys, but when we're facilitating a transaction, we're just facilitating it as a whole. We're not representing one side or the other, we're just making sure that everything flows smoothly, and if there's a lender involved, we would be representing the lender in the transaction. And then with the title company, so with Summit, we're large. So we have about 40 plus employees that work for us. And another great thing about us is we're really efficient because of that. So we have a bunch of different departments for ordering payoffs, doing title searches. All of our title abstractors are on our payroll, so that's all done in-house. So there are a lot of people in the background that help make things run smoothly that you guys may not even chat with. You would probably just talk to the file processor, who's your main point of contact. And then Ken and myself are also very involved in deals with our clients that we work with, so we can also always be reached by phone or email. And then obviously we coordinate closing time and location for people, and we disperse funds to all parties. We have a couple of different ways to do that too. If you sign remotely, we can actually send e-checks to you guys if you're realtors, which is super convenient. Obviously we wire funds, we can overnight checks. So whatever is the most convenient for you guys, because I know all of us here are, investors, so you guys are all about efficiency and speed, and we're definitely good at accommodating what's needed there. And Kim's gonna get into services that we offer here.
Yeah, so as investors, you guys are certainly looking for quick transactions, quick flips. So we actually work with a lot of builders, developers, investors, flippers, and we do it fast and efficient, like Courtney said. We can turn our cash closings around very quickly. We say 2 weeks, we've done them in 1 week, we've done them in 48 hours, 24 hours, same day when necessary as a rescue deal. So like Courtney said, we have people on staff that handle all of that for us. If you're looking for information on a property, even before you've closed, even before you're under contract, some of these distressed properties, maybe tax sales, call Courtney, call me. We can do title searches before you're even under contract. We don't even have to be in the deal. You want us to look at something for you, know what liens you might have to be dealing with, we can absolutely do that prior to ever be under contract. If you are doing, we love our real estate agents, we can never introduce them, but if you are in a transaction and you don't have a real estate agent, we can handle that soup to nuts. We can draft the purchase and sale, we can hold deposits, basically do all of that stuff that you wouldn't have to do. Hard money lenders, we've got a whole Rolodex full of those people. We can prepare private note and mortgage if you aren't gonna go that route. And a lot of our investors don't like to come to closings. We're super proficient in run closings. I personally work with a developer. He never comes to his closing. He does big projects. I sign him once a month. Every unit he's closing in that project for the month, and then as the buyers close, we disperse to it. So we really value our investor and builder relationships, and as such, you know, if we're doing a high volume business with you, you certainly get discounted rates with us as well.
What?
So,
Oh, were you not done?
no. So Courtney and I, we are, oh no, I'm not done.
What?
So we are in business development. We are salespeople. We've certainly done the back end. Courtney interned for us when she was still in college. I've been in the business longer than I care to share. But currently, we are on the streets, pounding the pavement, looking for business. And as such, we're your contact. So we do have the team inside, but nights, weekends, emergency things, something you can't get an answer, we are always available on our cell phones. We work when you work. So don't feel like you're dealing with an office and a company and a 9 to 5. You can always reach us.
Yeah, I think that's really important because a lot of people hesitate to reach out. But I just had you were talking about drafting purchase and sale agreements. I had someone refer, somebody didn't want to work with any realtors. He was selling his property, so they referred him to me. And I've never met this guy. It was just a one-off referral. Talked to him through the whole process. He found a buyer, connected the buyer with me, and then I connected them with our attorney, and we were able to start drafting the purchase and sale. So whether it's that or it's like a hypothetical situation and you're not really sure what the best route is to take, reach out to Kim or myself, and we're happy to always chat things through with you guys and let you know what the options are. So yeah, utilize us, and here we have our contact information to do so. I know that was a lot of information. Does anybody have any questions that kind of comes to mind, or anything they've run into recently that they want to ask in regards to title or closing?
So you guys did a good job with Primary Bank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for the shout out.
Do you guys do any mobile closings? Like, you've seen other title companies starting to do that?
Remote closings like driving to people's
Yeah,
homes?
like you take a van, drive it to their house.
Oh, there is a company that has that. We don't have the RV, and we're not pulling up, but with our office locations and any public location, we don't really like to send our closures into places that we don't know the parties.
Yeah.
Right,
To the
yeah.
house, but
We
Dunkin'
absolutely.
Donuts or something to feed 'em.
Dunkin' Donuts,
Yeah.
I can tell you a whole list of places that have closed.
Lots
Some
of
of them
interesting
scary.
ones.
What's the weirdest place you've ever closed?
Oh, the weirdest.
I did a refinance closing, this is gonna sound weird, on the hood of the state trooper's car because he was on his way to a crime scene. And so he couldn't make his closing in Concord, and we met on a park and ride on 93, and he signed, and off he went, blue light flashing.
Should ask
That's
what's the
probably-
scariest.
That's cool.
It's the scariest
Yeah, what's the
closing you ever had.
Scariest.
Scariest place.
I mean, mine was definitely when we used to do house closings, and people do ask for that, and I don't think they really understand the position that puts us in. I've been, and I think the man was innocent enough. He's done renovations on his home, single guy, I'm in there doing closing, he's like, oh, let me show you the bathroom I renovated in my bedroom. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. So just kind of situations where you're uncomfortable, and personally, I don't like to do a house closing. We've done them, we will,
Yeah.
but we can always find a public location. I used to close in Massachusetts all the time. Libraries, town halls, everybody has a conference room, right, copiers, things like that.
But we will make it, if it's something like, I think we've all done closings where it's an elderly person and they can't really get anywhere. If it's some sort of like situation where it's like, hey, they really can't leave the house, obviously we'll make it happen. Again, that's what we're here for, just run those scenarios
Yeah.
by us and we'll figure it out.
Always.
Have you ever seen anyone actually use title insurance?
All the time.
Really? Okay.
Kim used to process, so she has a good idea of that.
It's funny, I was just talking with an agent about it this morning. So there's a reason we have a title department. They work on title issues. And there's actually now third-party companies that say it's a pretty involved issue and you're not gonna be able to clear that up by the time we close. The company we use is Track. It's a $300 or $350 fee, and they take that responsibility on. They are allowing us to insure over any title issues. Obviously, the most common ones we see are faulty or missing discharges. That's just something, $300, give it to a third party. Lenders get affirmative coverage, buyers get affirmative coverage. But we've seen, all kinds. I can tell you when, people want to know how this could impact them, you know, what's really gonna be the loss. So a valid claim that we unfortunately had, because it was our transaction, in our title search, I believe we missed the life estate. So when you convey property, say your kids, a parent conveys property to their children, they can maintain a life estate, meaning they can live in the property forever until they die. Well, that was missed. If that life estate is not properly released, that life estate goes on to their heirs, so it doesn't just go away. So people were listing property in Massachusetts, life estate was never released, now you had to track down heirs, there were several of them across the country. These people had to take their house off the market, it was listed in the 900,000s, and they suffered a bit of loss, and they had a claim for that, so. But most of the time, it's the chain of title that discharges, things like that, but title issues are very common. And we obviously recommend the title insurance, we do require it on our cash deals.
Yeah. Yes, most definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, assignments of contracts, hard money, wholesale, sub two, yeah, all. Any closing you have a question on, call us first.
We really do it all. But yeah, I know the creative financing I get questions on a lot. I think sub two financing is the one that has been brought up, but that would probably, you need to get a little bit more detailed information on that because that's a little different, but wholesaling, super standard. Kim touched on, we do have a private note and mortgage that we have like a template for. So it's prepared, it's about, is it $300 for private note and mortgage, correct?
Yeah.
So, you know, you're talking about a few $100 for these docs to just be done and you know, everything's ready to go for you. So we definitely support all kinds of creative financing. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.